Hi YouTube, long time no see. Today I'm going to be doing a mukbang in my brand new bathtub. As you probably remember from, I think it was the last video I uploaded, I was given the nightmare bathroom from hell, along with many other unlivable conditions in my apartment. And through some legal action I was able to get things corrected, and so now I have not only, I thought they were just going to re-glaze the tub, but instead I got a whole new bathroom. It was great. It is great, and I'll flash some photos now to show, in a video to show what I'm talking about and how great it is, because I don't want to move my phone from the tripod. So yeah, cool, right? So yeah, today I'm going to be doing a little mukbang situation. I thought about making this more specific in some capacity, but I think that's overthinking it, because a mukbang is just you eat food and you talk. And this is an idea that I've been really thinking about for several years. And for one reason or another, I just never committed to it. I really would like to do an artist talk series where I interview artists while we eat food, and I think it could be fun. I don't really know who would want to do that or who would want to watch that, but it would be funny. So today I have the cup noodle seafood variety. I really like this one, and I think it's about finished cooking, actually. But yeah, I have the seafood cup noodle, courtesy of my local Walmart. I love this one. I'm gonna spill it if I try to show you, but it's got like a creamy, milky seafood broth, and it's got little pieces of different seafoods in there. So there's crab, there's octopus or squid, one of the two, and little bits of egg, and I think there's shrimp in here as well. Yeah, it's super good. First bite is yours. Right? It's still hot, sorry. I hope you didn't burn your tongue. I don't always get this one, but when I do, it's always a treat. I'm something of an instant ramen enthusiast. Yeah, and then I have some sparkling water. Here, I'll up for the ASMR. I thought about whispering the whole time, but I don't think I could commit to that. Music to your ears. If slurping triggers you, this is not the video for you. So yeah. I guess this is just a little bit of a life update video. I still make art pretty regularly. Lately I've been doing a lot of stuff with gouache. Maybe I'll flash it on screen while I'm talking, I don't know. Yeah, I've been trying to watch movies more, and yeah, lately with my art, like I said, I've been doing a lot of things with gouache, and I've been painting a lot of anime characters specifically, which has been quite a treat. And I know you're thinking like, Frank, you already have been painting anime characters. What the hell are you talking about? It's true, I have been, but a lot of those have been like one-to-one reference paintings. So they're like on model, if you could say that, even though I'm not an animator in any capacity. I was kind of just like directly painting from like concept art or like screenshots from the shows or whatever that these characters were from. But lately, I've been doing more like illustrating to my own capacity and style. I did this one oil painting of Hatsune Miku that was like that, and it was really fun. But again, lately with the gouache, I think it's a little more forgiving than the oil paint when it comes to being illustrative. And it's just, I don't know, it's a good time. I think it's a really like satisfying process as well. And lately I've just been thinking a lot about like nostalgia for middle school. So like, before I was thinking a lot about adults who get kind of shunned for being certain ways online or whatever. Yummy little piece of crab in my ramen. And like me seeing past that and seeing the beauty in their personalities and even like them as like physical beings and so on and so forth. And that, I still do think about that a lot. But I think my work has taken a more personal sort of direction. Where I'm being like really selfish about what I'm depicting now. I think the last, again, I'm gonna flash these on the screen as I'm talking. I'm saying this so that editor Frank remembers. The last one of those like big acrylic oil collage paintings I did, I think that was like the gateway into the kind of direction my work is going now, because it was a self-portrait of me with like a bunch of different depictions of Sayaka Miki from Madoka Magica, who she's my favorite magical girl of the Holy Quintet, as it were. And I titled it "No One Knows Me Like I Do," I believe, or something along those lines. And it was part of like a show that opened on Valentine's Day about like, it was called Love is Resistance. It was a beautiful show. And I got to work the install for that show, which was really nice as well. But anyways, it was all about how, love is an act of resistance and like politics and stuff. And it was, if we're being really direct about it, I'm pretty sure the whole thing kind of existed in opposition to a certain someone that's in charge of the United States of America right now. But the work in it was way broader than that. I think it was just a jumping off point. But my piece was like about not being ashamed of who or what you love. And like directly, visually, it was about my love of like the cringy stuff I was into in middle school, Sayaka Miki, and like anime, the anime that I watched broadly. But conceptually, I think that message can apply to anybody, including myself. Conceptually, it represented my love life, which doesn't exist anymore, so I guess it doesn't apply anymore. But at the time it did, and trying to kind of like grapple with shame and insecurity that I felt. And yeah, so now I can't, it's hard to say if the work now is like even more direct than that painting or less so. I think I could make a case for both, because now I'm not painting these characters next to like realistically depicted individuals, but rather I'm just depicting the anime characters in their like fictional, cartoony, glitzy, sparkly, colorful glory. But yeah, it's been really fun. It's been really fun kind of rolling around in Illustrator land and pretending I know anything about illustration when I don't. And just getting to like dive back into using gouache. And just let myself revel in making fan art unapologetically again. And at its core, that's what it is. I'm thinking about it as a love letter to me as a child in middle school, just with my little notebook that I would use as a sketchbook, and how I, that still applies today as well. You have an idea for how you want a piece of art to look in your head, and then you execute it, and it looks like shit, and you're like, well, I guess I should just die now. But I feel like the work that I can make now is on par with what me in middle school imagined but could never execute. And so I'm trying to kind of place myself in the shoes of middle school me and give myself like a reason, an excuse to execute these ideas to a much fuller, visually interesting capacity, potential, whatever. Yeah. And it's just fun. It's fun because painting is fun. I love painting. It's my only love right now. And sorry about that. That was my laptop. But yeah. Additionally, I wanted to read my newest artist statement, which is actually a couple months old right now, so it might not be quite relevant to what I just said, but it certainly has a more succinct and cohesive voice to the way I think about art. Let me just log into my laptop. yeah, I think painting is such a magical thing. It really is. The act of painting, the act of looking at paintings, the act of installing paintings, paintings that are mine and are not mine. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to read my artist statement to you now. Again, it might be a little outdated now, but the voice is more what I'm trying to communicate. I also need to update my website. Some may call Frank Hadzima chronically online, but he prefers the term history painter. Hadzima is obsessed with depicting beautiful and unique people that he finds on the internet. Some of these figures are real, some are fictional. All of them are valuable to culture and beautiful in their own way. Cringe is dead, says Hadzima, and he's right. This is a nostalgia unique to those who grew up on the internet. Hadzima is accessing it with painting skills that anyone can appreciate. We need to see beauty in the bizarre and mundane more often, and that's what Hadzima is after. Frank Hadzima received his Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in painting from the Cleveland Institute of Art in 2023. That's how you know what he's doing. So again, more relevant to the work I was making previously, but I think the really annoying tone of it is really fun. And that was the statement that I debuted in my first and probably only ever solo show earlier this year. I got a lot of compliments on it, which I didn't expect. I thought everyone was going to be like, Frank, what the hell are you doing? You went to school for 4 years and this is what you do with it. But I received a lot of support from my community. I think that was that opening was one of the best nights of my life. It was a good time. Yeah. Other than that, I'm a teacher somehow. That's been fun. If you've watched any of my sketchbook tours recently, of which I need to get caught up with, you'll know that I teach a figure drawing class now. It's going on a weird hiatus for reasons beyond my control this fall, but I cannot wait for it to come back, because I love teaching that class. I love getting paid to do figure drawing. It's one of the simplest pleasures in life for me. Just like these rehydrated bits of scrambled egg. Look at that. Delicious. Yeah. Other simple pleasures in life include, other than these little scrambled eggs and my seafood cup noodle, are going to work and never knowing what I'm going to be doing that day. You may think I'm being sarcastic, but I mean it. I would probably die if I had to work for like an insurance company or McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever. I quite enjoy being in nonprofit hell. It's fun. I've made a lot of good friends through it. Other simple pleasures in life. When you're doing something with somebody and their hand touches yours by accident in some capacity, and then you get to think about it all day. I like that a lot. I appreciate that whenever it happens. And did I mention the rehydrated scrambled eggs in my cup noodle? So good. And then just, getting to go out for a drink or for dinner with your friends after work is another simple pleasure in life. I've been trying to notice the little things more. Now you may notice I'm sipping the broth now. That's because I'm just about out of noodles and toppings. That's another delightful thing about the cup noodle seafood variety is that you can even tell from the photo, and it's not really lying, no cap, said cup noodle seafood is, there's so many toppings in here, and it's so delicious. And I know you think like, ew, seafood instant noodles, that sounds disgusting. If you don't like seafood or you're allergic to seafood, yeah, that's probably the case. But if you like seafood, but the idea of something like this wigs you out, just trust it. It's not fishy. It's just like a really complex, like, briny, oceany. It's seafoody, it's not fishy, like if you've ever had fried calamari or clams or like a seafood pasta. It's very, that is essentially what it is. It's like a seafood pasta. Think of that palette. But really, I shouldn't be drinking all of that broth. That's a lot of sodium. And with that, I believe that will conclude today's mukbang. Sorry about the slow uploads. I seldom have energy for YouTube. Lately I've been having a hard time with drawing and painting, and so I thought returning to a different format of creativity might help. I wish I could make music. That might be another endeavor, or I could get into writing. Nobody cares about people who are into writing, though. So who do I take? What? I don't know. But maybe writing into video format, perhaps. So yeah. Also, big news. Lucifer Valentine is finally getting canceled by the broader public. Yay! This is recent news to me. As you know, I am a number one Lucifer Valentine hater. If you go back to some of my oldest videos on this channel about movies, you'll know how I feel about Lucifer Valentine. And my internet footprint, track record, whatever you want to call it, that goes further down than that, would agree. I was wondering as to why my Letterboxd review of Black Metal Veins was suddenly getting so many more likes. That review was made like 6 years ago or something, 5 years ago, because I called him a piece of shit in my review, and turns out that's why. He's getting canceled by normies, which is great. You know how I feel when normies try to make a big scene about extreme horror movies and whatever. But for once, it's good. But we'll see. Maybe they might cancel everybody after that. But I don't know. Lucifer Valentine deserves it. That's it. Shout out to my friend Taylor for kind of spearheading this movement a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago or something. I just wish that society broader had caught on sooner. Anyways, I am yabbering on, and I need to shut up. Until next time, whenever that may be, remember to smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I will see you next time.